Okay, so today we're going to take a look at the front of Worksheet 2. Problem number 1 says tangent squared of x, cosine squared of x is equal to 1 minus cosine squared of x. So I think the left side would be a little bit easier to start with because we can convert tangent to sine squared over cosine. And if you multiply by cosine squared and divide by it, they cancel, leaving us with just sine squared of x. Remember, we have to show that it's 1 minus cosine squared of x. Well, if sine squared plus cosine squared is 1, sine squared by itself would be 1 minus cosine squared. So as long as you show me all the work that I just did, everything will be fine. I could see the connection right here. For problem number 2, it says we have cosecant of x, secant of x is equal to cotangent of x plus tangent of x. And I know cosecant's 1 over sine and secant's 1 over cosine, so the left side there's not a whole lot we could do, but on the right side I can convert this to cosine over sine. Tangent I could write as sine over cosine, get a common denominator. And we get cosine squared plus sine squared, ding ding ding, over sine of x cosine of x. So 1 over sine of x cosine of x, just using like an understanding of algebra, that's the same thing as 1 over sine times 1 over cosine, which is cosecant times secant, which is what we wanted. Moving to problem number 3, it says cosecant of x, cosine of x, tangent of x is equal to 1. So we'll write cosecant as 1 over sine times cosine times sine over cosine. These will cancel. 1 over sine times sine actually cancels, and you just get 1, which is what we wanted because that's the right side. So not all of these problems are like crazy hard, right? That one is convert to sines and cosines, and everything else takes care of it. For problem number 4, we have 1 over secant squared of x plus 1 over cosecant squared of x is equal to 1. Well, let's convert. Secant squared is the same thing as 1 over cosine squared. And so we have 1 divided by 1 over cosine squared plus 1 divided by 1 over sine squared. 1 keep change flip would just give us cosine squared of x plus sine squared of x, which is a Pythagorean identity, and that's just equal to 1. So you could see that the right side and the left side are exactly the same. Let's do our last problem, problem number 5. It says 1 plus the tangent of x over 1 plus the cotangent of x is equal to sine over cosine. Well, sine over cosine is just tangent, so there's nothing we could really do with that, but on the left side I could get a common denominator after converting to sines and cosines. You can multiply top and bottom here by cosine, top and bottom here by sine to get a common denominator. And what this turns into is we get cosine plus sine of x divided by cosine. And in the bottom, we're going to be dividing by sine of x plus cosine of x divided by sine of x. And if we keep change flip, cosine plus sine is the same as sine plus cosine, so these would cancel out, and we get exactly what we wanted, which is sine of x over cosine of x. All right, so that's it for the front of worksheet number 2. Have a nice day.